Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Latin Series Speaker. I'm your host, Hanna Guzman, and we have Victoria in the building who's going to talk to us a bit about entrepreneurship, the nail industry, beauty, and everything else. So, Victoria, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Hannah.
I'm so excited. I may be biased, but I think she's the best nail tech ever, nail artist, really. And she makes me smile all the time.
Thank you so much. It's not on purpose I do these things. Like I feel like it's very effortless and it just flows.
If you guys haven't checked her out after this, you're gonna love her. I have to introduce yourself, let us know a bit about you, who you is, who are you?
Okay. No worries. So yes, my name is Victoria, but my business is under VS Patricia Beauty. I did throw in the Patricia in there. It is my middle name. It is still me. However, I threw it in there because I've heard Victoria all my life, but I never got a chance to use my middle name. So VS Patricia Beauty, basically what it is my nail studio where I've incorporated different types of beauty things like lashes and teeth whitening and things like that along the way. However, it started with nails. I've been doing it around 3 years or so. Only up until this year is where I started to branch out of my house. And I started to take it a little bit more serious. I mean, it was always serious for me, but once I started to actually branch out and start to pay, I guess overhead and things like that, I really, really, really just put my foot down and started taking it really serious and grinding. But yeah, so that's basically what I do. I do focus on artificial nails, natural nails, just all the works of nails.
And she makes you feel like a princess once you walk out of there. If my
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Right?
Yeah, like a queen, basically. And we all like to get pampered. It's not something where you just do it once a year. I feel like everyone likes to get pampered. Everyone likes to get pampered once a month or 3 times in the month. You know, some people more frequent than others, but it definitely, you need that you time. So I feel like that's what people come in here for. They want that you time. Like I can't tell you enough times people have wanted to just fall asleep, or they're just so relaxed, or some people want to vent. It's just so different. And that you time is so, so important. And that's what I feel like I provide sometimes. It's literally people to just get away from their kids, their husbands, or whatever it is. And they just come after work and they just relax.
They relax, they kick back, and they have meaningful conversation, which is
that's true.
Said, with these places and things like that, which is why I adore going there. I have to ask you though, how did you, us growing up Latinas, were your first generation or second generation? I forget.
I believe second. No, actually
here.
First. I would be first because my parents came here. So I'd be first.
You'd be first. Yeah, same. So we're first generation. So us growing up, entrepreneurship wasn't really talked about in my house. It was, go to school, get a job, stay there forever and ever and ever. How did you stumble across entrepreneurship? Is that something that you always wanted to do, or is it kind of like me, for instance? I don't want anybody telling me what to do, so I branched off into this.
No one can tell you what to do. My upbringing, and I believe the way that I grew up is a little bit, yes, you're right, it is a little traditional. However, I'm gonna say that for my parents, the way that they brought me up wasn't really drilling school into my mind. They always did give me a sense of family oriented home. So for example, no, you need to make sure you have your sister's back. No, you need to make sure that you support us. No, you need to support your cousins. No, you need to support your other sister. You guys have to stick together. You guys have to stick together. And growing up, my other 2 sisters have their own stuff going on, but for me, I was so focused on my parents and the way that they lived their life. And I was also very focused on my sisters that I barely focused on school, and I barely even took that route because I was so focused on making money and helping my family, because they drilled it into me. You need to focus on us. You need to focus on your sisters. You need to focus on the house. And it's like, I didn't realize how much of an impact that made on me growing up. And as I got older, I started to realize, like, shoot, like everything that I'm doing is for my family.
Mhm.
So I think where it all started was from there. Maybe I'm going to say way before high school. Entering high school is where I started to really work. I went to high school, but I mean, I worked all throughout high school. And then after high school, I kept working, where now working to me is like, it's just something that I do. If I wake up and I don't work, I feel strange. Like, what am I doing? Wasting my life. That's how I feel. I'm not saying that when you don't work, you're a waste of life, but that's the impact that I get now. So how did I stumble up on entrepreneurship? I realized that because I worked so much for my family, that I could put these hours, these days, and this effort into something that's ours. Like, I'm not going to say it's just for me. I'm going to say it's for my sisters, my mom, my dad. And I want this to grow to the point where it has the potential. It has the potential to grow. And, if I stick at it, I know for a fact that it'll be for my family, for now, my kids, and yeah, for my family. I mean, it's not something that is an easy decision to make, because it's extremely hard. You have to have good work ethic, be obviously very professional, and like what you're doing, right? So now that I stuck to it, I don't feel like I could go back to doing what I was doing before. My passion is here and my work is here. And yeah, I'm glad I stumbled upon it. I'm glad this is for me, 100% for me.
I really like how you emphasize the fact that we're so family oriented. And I say we because I'm very similar to that. I'll sell my soul at this point just to make sure.
That's how it feels. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good way to explain it. Yeah.
Here, $5, take it, please.
Mm-hmm.
Give me interest. So it's it's one of those things that I admire about you, that you stumbled across this and now this is your passion and this is what you're sticking to it. If you were to have seen yourself maybe 5, 10 years ago, what would have been advice that you would have given yourself, right? Like, hey, keep going at it. Something's gonna stick to you. Something's gonna work.
What happened was that years ago, I'm going to say, I don't know, maybe 8 years ago, I went to a school and I went to go put a deposit to start doing the aesthetics and nails. And I really wanted to do it, but I left the deposit there. I never pursued it. And I believe that that came from a lot of fear, that at the time I had a full-time job and I didn't want to leave that full-time job. I wanted the steady income. I wanted to see the support, because when you grow up, you see that paycheck every 2 weeks is okay. I have the paycheck every 2 weeks. So you don't want to leave that security, because it gives you peace of mind. And not only does it give you peace of mind, it gives your family peace of mind. Mm-hmm. Okay, she's going to get paid in 2 weeks, right? She's working a steady job. She's obviously working really hard and she's earning her money. But I left it. I left it that like that. And then I think what I would have told myself at the time is just try, do it now. So that fear really stopped me. If I would have started earlier, I don't know where I would be, but it's definitely a fear factor. All of us, all individuals. So everybody, I believe we all have that, where society, our families, even ourselves, we stop ourselves from doing things because of fear of, but there's no really any answer. What is the fear of? Like, what are you fearful of? Debt? We all have debt. What are you fearful of? Failure? We all fail. What are you fearful of? People talking about you? People talk about us regardless. So, I mean, sometimes you just have to really just step out of your head and say, I'm going to do this. And once you start, there's really just getting the ball rolling. So I think I would have go back. I would have said, just go in and continue to go. Like, who cares about the job? And who cares about the money? Because at the time, that money could have been more in I guess the nails, if I just would have applied myself. And at that time I was at such a young age where everything just soaks in, right, a lot faster. And I would have practiced. And obviously now, being older, you have expenses, but when you're younger, you live at home and the expenses aren't like they are now as you get older, right? So I would definitely go back and just say, don't be scared and just try, and don't be fearful in that way of everyone else looking at you, because everyone's going to look at you regardless and judge you. So definitely try for yourself, try for whatever motive drives you. So for me, that motive would be my family and myself, right? Taking that chance.
I love that you took a chance on yourself, and that you're realizing that yes, we can be family oriented, but our goals and making ourselves happy is also a key component of success. Because if we aren't happy, I have a saying, if I'm not happy, nobody in my house is happy. So everybody is miserable.
100%. I have to be happy. I have to be happy. And I think at the time I was convinced I was happy, but I wasn't truly happy, because when I actually pursued this as I was older, an incident happened where I was at my full-time job and it was really good, steady pay, very relaxed office environment. And I didn't like one of the staff members. They were extremely mean to me, very rude, a lot older. She wasn't my boss, but very, very stern and negative, always talked down to me every single day. I worked there for almost 2 years. And then one day she made me cry. She made me just cry of how upset I was tolerating all this abuse. And I talked to HR and things like that. Nothing was ever done. And I said, you know what? Like, why am I waiting for other individuals to fix this problem for me? I quit. I went to school. I started to pursue really what I wanted to do. And in the meantime, I took another job, but I said, this is what pushed me. Like, this is literally what pushed me. What pushed me was that lady. And I thank her so much. Like, I don't hate her, but I mean, I do thank her, like, for pushing me, because if she never did, then I don't know where I would be. I would probably still be there.
Shout out to the people that don't like us, that make us move faster. Shout out to them. Okay, that makes me like, hello, I have a list. Let's take it out. So
100%.
It's always nice to hear when somebody tells me their why and what they do. My last question before we wrap up is, I just thought of this, and you know me and my questions. If somebody is wanting to get into the beauty industry or the nail industry, what's one tip that you would give them, for instance? Just
One tip.
One.
The number one tip I would probably give somebody is just don't give up. That's all. Every other reason we can list 5, 3, or one additional one. Nothing compares to just trying. And don't stop, don't quit, because nothing is born overnight. You know, nothing grows into something beautiful and worth it overnight. I'm not going to sit here and say that what I've built is very easy, because it wasn't. But that's what makes you appreciate it more, because you never gave up. A lot of long nights, a lot of debt, or it could be anything. It could really just be anything. You know, I've told you, I don't know how to put this studio together. And I tried my best, and I didn't stop. Right. So definitely just keep trying, don't quit, and just keep pushing, because there's going to be a day where you say, I'm so glad that I didn't stop. I'm so glad that I never quit.
That was a mic drop. Where can we find you and get in touch with you if somebody wants to reach out to you?
Yes. So I have my Instagram at the moment. I'm still trying to grow my social media. So it is under VS Patricia Beauty. So you guys can go check us out. Like I mentioned, it's nails and other beauty things that we do offer at the moment. And if you guys want to send me an email, it's vspatriciabeauty@outlook.com. And yeah, you could just hit us up. We'll definitely get back to everybody.
I love it. And I love you. Thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you, Hannah. Thank you. You have no idea how appreciative I am.
Oh, this was fun. We can do this anytime. Anytime. Come back whenever you like. As always, this is your host, Hanna Guzman, wishing you a really good day. Bye.
Bye.